Supergirl number 5, written by Michael Green and Mike Johnson, art by Mahmoud Asrar. We left off last issue with Supergirl beating the Tycho guy, blowing up his satellite, and then getting a sunstone, which I guess has a message from her father. And she thinks like, oh, I can go back and get Superman to help me with this, but can I trust him? What if I just go back home? Like, can I do that? And this issue, she does it. She just turns around away from Earth and just straight up flies back towards Krypton. Apparently somebody is watching her, and they're like, oh, the Kryptonian from that planet, she's leaving. What do we do? Do we intercept? And they're like, no. Let's follow her. Let's just keep an eye. And she's like, oh, she's coming back the way that we came here. It's like, cool. But we're just gonna let her be alone, and we're gonna get to her when we get to her. Whoever that is, I don't know. We'll find out. And then Supergirl's like, okay, I'm in deep space, and I've been holding my breath this whole time. What am I doing? Like, what happens if my powers give out? Am I gonna die out here? This is a lot. She's like, all right, whatever. I just got to get home. Just focus on that. Don't focus on the probably dying thing. And as she's thinking like all the things she wants to see when she gets home, her parents, her friends, gardens, everything like that. She just wants that, and she's like, oh man, I'm never going to get back there. It's going to take eons to get there at this speed. And as she's thinking that, the sunstone starts pulsing and flashing, and she comes across this gate in the middle of space, just this portal, and she's like, all right, well, the sunstone wants me to go through. Could be a trap. Let's do it. She goes on through, and she's like, all right, well, it felt like my insides froze, but I'm good, and the stars around here look like the stars from home. Oh boy. They say at least they're different. And as she flies down and follows basically where the sunstone feels like it's like trying to get her to go, there's a small blue star, and she's like, well, that's not Krypton's sun, because Krypton's sun is red, but there is a city on an asteroid floating around this star. I guess it wants me to go there. So she lands down on the city, and she's like, oh no, that's impossible. This is my hometown. This is my city. What just happened? She's like, why is it ripped off of Krypton? Where are the people? It's all in ruins. What happened? She's freaking out a little bit, but she immediately flies back to where her home was, and she's like, man, this room, it looks like they just left it yesterday, but there's so much dust on everything. Like, this was abandoned some time ago. She goes down into her father's lab, and she finds the place where she can put the sunstone. She gives a little bit of a charge because there's just no power anywhere, so she uses a bit of her own energy to heat it up. And the sunstone starts giving its message, and it's a hologram of Kara's father, and he's like, hello, my beautiful daughter. So here's the deal. The planet is going to be destroyed. Krypton is going to be destroyed. And Kara's like, oh no. Superman was right. Dang it. Okay, continue. And he basically is like, all right, I have a plan to at least save the city. I've made a force field that I think can like protect the city for long enough for us to like land it on another planet that we can then inhabit. That's the plan. But it's risky and it's stupid and it's probably not going to work. So I'm not going to risk that for you. I'm going to send you on the one escape pod that we have. And then once you get this message, you can come back home, and hopefully we won't even need to read the message. Hopefully we'll just be there. But in case we're not, I'm giving you this message to let you know what happened. And as he's about to say like, okay, here's the truth of what happened to, and then he's cut off because somebody breaks into his lab and shoots him in the chest. And we see all this on the hologram, and Kara gets to watch her father die. She's upset. The sunstone crumbles in her hand, and then she just goes on a tear. She just goes through the entire city of Argo and just starts breaking everything she can get her hands on. And then this person shows up and was like, hey, hi, yep, you have every right to be upset. This sucks. Hi, my name is Rain, and I am here to help you. And Kara immediately turns around and just beats on her. She's like, did you do this? Where are my parents? What did you do to them? And Rain was like, whoa. Nobody has stepped foot on this, like, place until you, just now. Like, this has been abandoned or that entire time. I'm here because I'm just looking for the same answers that you do. That's all I want. And I don't want to fight you. I want to help you. And she's able to hold back one of Supergirl's punches, and she's like, "Okay, hold on. You're a little bit weaker now. Maybe that's because you're under the blue sun instead of the yellow sun. I don't know. Regardless, you're weak now. Shut up." So she asks Kara if she knows of what the world killers are, and I think we mentioned that back in issue 1, that they are a banned technology from Krypton, and they were too dangerous to exist and whatever. And Rain was like, "Okay, here's the thing though. The world killers do exist, and I think they have the answers that you seek." And then once again, Kara just goes on a tear, tries to beat her up, and is like, "What happened to Argo? What happened to my family? Huh?" And Rain's getting a little bit pissed off that she keeps on getting punched, so she takes out her sword, goes to swipe Kara, and Kara just snaps it with her hand, and she's like, You broke my sword, you bitch." And she just starts wailing on Kara. And she's like, "All right, I thought you were going to be cool. I thought we were going to be great here, but it turns out, no, that's not going to work. So let me just tell you the things that I know so far. I'm a world killer. Hi, it's a living thing, and it's me. I'm one of them. And I wanted to know about my creation, so I tracked down Krypton, but wouldn't you know it was all blown up. So I'm just looking for answers too. You're completely rude." And she shoves the sword inside of Kara's costume, pinning her to a wall. And just like, "I just want to know who I am and why I have this urge to conquer and rule and destroy and slaughter. But now all the answers are gone, so if you want to chase after me, feel free. But this meteor rock surrounding this blue star is going to fall out of orbit soon, and I don't think you have the energy to get off it. So good luck, peace." And she just flies off. And that's where we leave the issue, is Kara trapped in Argo City, about to crash into the sun, perhaps. I like it. I think it's a good turn of, like, from the last issue, because it was like a 2-issue, 3-issue arc, if you really want to consider it that. Now we're just completely changing to, okay, we're discovering stuff about her planet. We're discovering things like that. I'm good with that. I like that there's some answers here as to, like, all right, what happened? How did Supergirl get here? And we get a very nice, well-told story, but in getting the answer, we now wonder, okay, who killed her dad? Like, who's that? And then Rain shows up and brings in a whole new reign of answers and questions and whatever. So yeah, no, I'm good with this issue. I think it's very well done. I really, really like everything from the page where she lands on Argo City right up until Rain shows up, because it's just all emotion of despair going to hope and relief that she sees her dad again, and then upset that her planet actually did die, and then having to watch her own die. It just goes through a really nice sequence there. So overall, I'm going to give this one a 7. I think it's very well done. I would definitely suggest looking at it. If you haven't just read this arc as a whole, I don't know if this technically counts as the origin story. I feel like we're going to get some more, but I feel like this will probably be the issue where it's like, okay, and then she was put in the pod and she went through. We still don't know. She was in stasis, according to the dad. I guess that can say why she stayed the same age, but I feel like there's more explanation to that as well. So, yeah, no, we'll see what happens. But Supergirl's doing really, really good for me.